Alright, welcome to section 1.4. I'm going to show you in this document, you're going to have to do what I'm doing here. So I figured I'd do a quick screencast to show you some of the advanced word processing. So let's dive in. Format Painter is this button right here. Do you see that button with the paintbrush? Or that's a roller, but you get it. What I can do with that roller button is apply formatting in one spot and apply it to other areas really easily. So I'll give you an example. If I want to take this formatting and put it here where it says BTA, that's BTA, 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 BTA. If I want to apply that formatting to there, watch this. I just put my cursor right in the middle of that word. I hit the paintbrush and paint. And by painting, I mean I select. Now, to do the next BTA, I'm gonna put my cursor in the middle of that one, paintbrush, highlight. Paintbrush, highlight. Okay. Put my cursor in the middle there. I want that format, and I want to paint it here. Oh, that didn't work out. Just paint the last one. So to take that formatting, it's very easy. I can just put my cursor there, hit the button, and then select the text that you want to apply that formatting to. And the Format Painter will do that for you. Now, we use the Format Painter there to make this very fancy formatting, but this paragraph here has different, I don't know if you can tell, but that's Times New Roman font, Comic Sans, Courier New. There's many different fonts in here. And if we want to apply this formatting to this paragraph, what we can do is we can just put our cursor here, we can hit the paintbrush, and just select that paragraph. It's very subtle, but all of that, all the different fonts that were in that paragraph are gone. So it would be very tedious to change all these fonts back to Arial or whatever when you can just use the Format Painter. Now in this third example, I'm going to do the same thing. Notice this paragraph has different fonts and different colors. Some areas are underlined in bold. If I highlight this paragraph, I can just hit the TX button. Look at the tooltip there. It says clear formatting. So if I select an area and hit TX, all the formatting that was there is gone. It's just pure black Arial font. So that's a really neat feature. Very subtle, but if you're advanced with word processing, you're using that all the time. Now, the next section is called styles, and it's actually pretty easy. I think you'll be pretty happy to see how easy it is. Styles are, see you have fonts here, but styles are here, and these are preset heading styles. And what you can do is to keep your documents consistent. Like you can highlight this and say title. So title. And then highlight the second line, and then we'll call it subtitle. And then we can highlight this heading 1 and call it heading 1. We can highlight this heading 2 and call it heading 2. Heading 2. So if you had a long document that had several parts, do you see how consistent this becomes? That's your title heading, your subtitle, and then the various sections within your document. If you do the multi-page report at the end of this section, you're probably going to be using headings. Okay, so they're kind of neat. It's just a quick test to see if you know what headings are. I'm going to see if you use headings in this document when you hand it in to me. Now, the first two things, Format Painter and headings, weren't too hard. This third part, though, this is a little trickier. I could probably do this in Google Docs and in Microsoft Word. In fact, what I might do, I might do that. If you don't mind, I'm going to show you guys, my students, how to use tab stops in both Word and Google Docs. Now I just pasted my example here, I'm gonna hit keep text only. We'll see how that works. Just bear with me. I'm gonna take out the double spacing. Okay, so I'm gonna start in Google Docs. How do you use tab stops? Now look at this. In a resume, you might have the date where you worked at a company, the employer, and then the city, and then the job title, and then your bulleted points. Okay, so I'm gonna push that down to the next page. So this is a weird thing. I have all the text here that you would have in a resume, but look, I have a date, I have the company is Home Depot, I have the city, Windsor. What some people do in a resume, because they don't know any better, is they'll take these three fields and just put a comma between them. But that's not too pro. I think it's going to look a little bit better if we use tab stops. So this is how it works. I could highlight this. I could put my cursor in this line or highlight this line. And what I want is the company name at the 6-inch mark. So watch this. I just left click the margin and I say add a left tab stop. And then over here at the end, you want Windsor to go all the way to this far margin. I'm going to just left click at 16.5, and then I'm going to add a right tab stop. So what happens now is I can come to Home Depot and hit tab, and it will line up. And then I can hit Windsor, Ontario here, the city where I worked, and hit tab. And that will align it to the right margin here, to the right of this little right tab stop. And notice Home Depot went to the left. So, well, that's a left tab stop. The text goes to the right of it, and then the right tab stop seems the text goes to the left of it. If you work somewhere, you could maybe have your job title. Maybe we could make it italic, and then maybe something about your job. You could put some bulleted points. So let's do that again. I'm going to do that again for this second line here. This is my second job. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to highlight the line. I'm going to touch the ruler bar at 6 centimeters and say add a left tab stop. And then I'm going to come to 16.5 and add a right tab stop. Then I'm going to put my cursor right in front of my employer name and hit tab. Just hit tab once. See, the wrong way to do this is to hit the space bar. No, don't do that because it never lines up. We're going to hit tab, and as sure as you can be, all these employers are lining up at the 6 centimeter mark. And then the city, remember I put a right tab stop here. I'm just going to come in front of Windsor here and hit tab. And that's how we do it. We can highlight the job title here, make it that italic, and then highlight these three bullets. And that is the way we format, maybe our job history in a resume. So tab stops are a little bit tricky, but try them out. Now I'm going to do this same tutorial for tab stops. By the way, here's the format painter, and it works the same way in Word as it does in Google Docs. But okay, let's get back to the task at hand here. We have our resume job history here. Notice this is a job at Home Depot, this first little blob, and then the second job is a job at the university. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this line, or even you can just put your cursor in the line. And for Home Depot, I'm going to actually click the ruler bar at 6 centimeters. See that little L? Now, if I want a right tab stop over here at 16.5, or maybe at the far edge, this is a little trickier here. I have to click here to get a backwards L. These are your tab stop options right here. So I'm going to click here. Okay. And I'm going to hit Home Depot, tab, and then Windsor, Ontario, tab. And I'm going to do that again here for this line. Now, to be honest, when I set those tab stops, I could have selected these two lines at the same time by hitting Control, but just to demonstrate the idea, I'm gonna do it again. Just put your cursor in the line where you want to apply the tab stops. Touch, well, oh, okay. If we touch the ruler bar now, we're gonna get a right tab stop. So what I might do is go to 16.5, touch there. Now I have to click over here. These are my tab options till I see an L. There's about 6 different tab options, so you have to toggle through them. You see how that's an L? That's a left tab stop. If I touch the ruler bar here, okay. So I'm gonna come in front of the employer here, hit tab, and then University of Windsor IT Services. Now I'm gonna come in front of Windsor and hit tab, and there you go. So that's a little bit tricky. Tab stops are a little tricky. You have to use them a few times before you start to understand them. And just to be consistent with my other example, I'm going to make bullets here for my maybe the points about my job. I could make my job title italic, and you want to keep this formatting consistent in your resumes. Okay, so I hope after watching this demo you understand the format painter. Okay, it can be a lot, especially if it's the first time you've seen it. But try it out, format painter. Then you got styles. It's not too bad. Styles is surprisingly easy. It's just using these preset heading styles. And then the hardest part, maybe, part C, is tab stops. And the way you add a tab stop is to left click the ruler bar. And it's actually a little easier in Google Docs. You add a left tab stop to move something to the right of that. And then a right tab stop keeps the text to the left of it. It's a little bit confusing, but give it a try. Okay, thanks.